The average length that a YouTuber pays attention to a video is 8 seconds. Unless someone interferes with that 8 seconds, making it more interesting than it is. Which is why I have to do something crazy within the next few seconds. Let me think. The average length that a YouTuber pays attention to the video is not important right now. What is important is what's going on in Iran. I'm Ian Nieves, and I'm hosting the Teenage Opinion, a new show that shows my opinion, or other teenagers' opinions, about things going on in the world. Now, the country of Iran is suing Hollywood for the movie Argo. Basically, they're saying that it's just not portraying the country accurately. Alright? So, if you don't know what this movie's all about, the movie Argo is basically about a bunch of hostages in Iran, because Iran's having this big conflict, as usual. They're having this big bloody conflict, I shouldn't joke about it, and basically, this guy goes in there, and he says, alright, in order to get you out, we're going to have to pretend that we're a Canadian film crew. And, you know them Canadians... No, let me stop. So, they pretend to be a Canadian film crew, and they get on a plane, and spoiler alert! This is a spoiler alert. If you do not want to see the spoiler, watch a different video. I made a good one last time. The movie ends by them getting out of there. Alright, they get on the plane flies away, the end. Now, this seems to be a very interesting situation, because I'm going to read from a news article, and I might paraphrase a bit, just so you know. Here it is. It turns out that French lawyer Isabelle Comte-Pierre, wife and defender of Carlos the Jackal, is not only angling to sue Hollywood over Ben Affleck's Oscar-winning Argo, she's attempting to mount a case against a series of U.S. films that Iran believes have portrayed it in a distorted, unrealistic manner. Now, you know what really grinds my gears? The fact that Iran is denying this claim. They are denying, through this lawsuit, somewhat, that the details that happened in Argo are not entirely accurate. Because let's face it, Argo makes Iran look like a terrible place to live, when it is in fact a terrible place to live. So, with all these conflicts going on and stuff, by creating this lawsuit, all Iran is doing is saying, hey, we don't care that any of these Americans, like, died or got tormented in prison, in Iranian prisons, and we don't care. That's what they're saying. They're either saying it wasn't us or we don't care. This is extremely foolish. I don't want to say the word childish, because I know several children who actually are smarter than Iran. Now, I'm not saying everyone in Iran is a total idiot, but I'm saying that the government of Iran is corrupt, and it must be repaired. Now, this is a very serious accusation, I just noticed. But, really, when a country is this down in the dumps, you gotta ask yourself the question, is it worth saving? Now, this is what Iran has realized, and this is what it's trying to do. It's trying to make it seem like Iran is a lovely place to live. Iran is trying to make it seem like they have things under control, when really they only have a little bit under control. Actually, they have about 50%. The other 50% is like, blah. It's all over the place. Chaos and destruction. Let's make that 40% for the government of Iran. So, Iran is holding on to its little chunk of control while crime and awful things are happening in their streets. But the moment Iran says, we are dysfunctional as a country, we need help, war will start. Because other greedy countries will say, hey, if they're dysfunctional, we can take them over. And then there will be this huge conflict, the US will get in as always, and we might have another world war. So it's a very interesting, sticky situation Iran has gotten themselves into. And Iran doesn't really want the US. No, that's Iraq. Oh, sorry. Got those two things mixed up. They should really rename the country, actually. But, like, you know what the situation is. It's like, if their balls are in a vice right now, okay? That is no way to run a country. Basically saying that, you know, that there's nothing we can do, but we can't openly say that. Because for some reason, when people don't say, like, you know, that we're dysfunctional, even if they are, people seem not to notice that. But the moment someone says something stupid, bam, everything goes to hell. This is my teenage opinion. Ian Nieves signing out. Iran, shape up.